I didn't realize the shirt I was wearing. Let's just take this in. Just a shirt in my closet. You know, I don't hate anybody, but, you know, it's a pretty funny shirt. So we're going to rock it for the video. But anyways, welcome back, children. Today is going to be a trade recap. And I want to start by just kind of going over how this week went. Now, if you have been living under a rock, there was a whole lot of red folder news this week. Today, red folder news. Yesterday, red folder news. The day before, red folder news. The day before, red folder news. And the day before, red folder news. So let's just go over really quickly. I'm going to make things really simple. I recapped the trade that I won on Monday, and then I did not trade Tuesday, and I lost my trades on Wednesday and Thursday, which resulted in me blowing the accounts that I covered on Monday, which I figured might happen just because there's a lot. I don't trade red folder news regularly, but I made an exception this week because of the really big profit goal that we have this month, and also because this week happens every single year in the first week of June. So I wanted to give a go, and I feel like I also learned a lot trading this week as far as volatility goes, entries, risk management, and I want to talk about all that in this video, but I'm going to exemplify that with the 2 trades that I took today. So I was going to say get your popcorn out, but get your freaking notebooks out. Get your blue light glasses on and get ready to take notes, because I'm going to give you a master class in how to catch big market moves. Also, can we talk about what happened yesterday? I'm not going to be able to show the position because I am on a new account. Also, I'm going to show this really quick just for everyone who says like, oh, he doesn't actually take these trades. I'm going to pull this up really quick and I'm turning it off. If you want to hold me accountable, I love that for you. But I just do not want this shit on my screen at all. I think this shit looks horrible. So we're going to turn off. Well, maybe I'm not. How do I turn this off? There we go. Show chart executions. It just looks bad on my screen. But can we talk about what happened fucking yesterday, guys? So if we look yesterday, I think this is when it happened. Yes. So I want to show you guys something. I should have won my trades yesterday, but the president of the United States got into a Twitter argument with the richest man on the planet, Elon Musk, which resulted in my trade getting absolutely hornswoggled. Let me try to remember the exact entry that I took. I remember I took a long. Hold on a minute. We're actually going to find this. You know, maybe I don't care enough to recap this, but basically, I had like a picture-perfect long setup yesterday that I took, and because Trump and Elon started fighting on Twitter, I lost the trade essentially. I think it had something to do with this because it is marked out on this chart. Maybe I'm not going to find it because I won't have the executions on here. But anyways, that was really funny. If you weren't around for that, basically Trump and Elon got into a huge fight yesterday on Twitter, and it resulted in me losing my trade. But let's go over. Also, it was probably just a bad entry. But let's talk about the trades that I took today, which is the important part. Also, my first 10R trade, which I think is really, really cool. Okay, bang. Bang, bang, bang. So let's talk about what I saw today. The first thing was I was immediately bearish because if we look, let's mark out market open, vertical line, 9 a.m. for me, and then we'll do the same thing over here, 9 a.m. So immediately we already have a huge SMT at these highs right here, right? We have a huge SMT put in an hourly SMT, which is going to hold a lot of selling pressure. So I saw this, and also the fact that there was an imbalance on NASDAQ that wasn't on ES. The reason for this move up on NASDAQ could have very easily been to fill this imbalance that was not present on on ES. So coming into the day, had a very, very bearish bias, and I actually took 2 trades today. I should have only been able to take one, which we're going to talk about. I'm going to go over both of the trades. They were both based on the same everything, and I took both of them on NASDAQ. So again, we see ES takes out these highs on market open. We have a really, really big move up. And what I see is that we break outside this range on the 1 minute. Again, this is that 1 hour imbalance on NASDAQ. And we immediately have a bearish reaction to it. And I entered on, let me see one more time where I entered for the first time. I entered on this candle right here because what I saw was that we were rejecting outside of this range, and I thought we were just rebalancing towards the consequent encroachment of this range. But really, we were just going to consolidate for a little bit and then move down. But what ended up happening was we trailed down a little bit. You know, at the peak, I was up probably $1,200 or so. But then we reverse. We literally tick my stop loss and then boom, proceed down. Now, I should have been out of the trade and I should have been done for the day because I can only lose $1,000 a day on these accounts. However, something about this fill, I got filled so great. I only lost $800 on this trade. So I had $200 left of drawdown. So I saw that, and I also saw, guess what? Another SMT getting put in, right? Check out this move up, and then I'm going to turn off chart executions again. And I saw this move up. We create another SMT. So I'm like, are you serious? I got money left. I can still trade, and boom. So because of the little drawdown that I had to risk the minimum here. So I think my stop loss was literally right above like the body of this candle here. And I was like, fuck it. We're riding this all the way down, baby. And again, as you saw, I also did add more contracts, and I just added more after we broke out of this range with this really big, strong displacement. I just kept adding contracts. I bought initially right here, and then I bought here because we made a CISD, and also, or I bought right here because if you look at this time right here, 10:15 on ES, we had a change in the states. But we did not have that on. I just assumed NASDAQ was going to follow. So I added contracts, and then we continued to displace down. I added a couple more contracts. And if I was just letting this trade play out, I would have targeted consequent encroachment of this range down here, and I actually would have probably gotten stopped out realistically. But, hey, I will take a 7R trade. You know, I'll take that any day of the week. And because of that, we ended up profiting on the accounts $1,500 for the day, which is our goal. But I want to talk about a tip or something that I just think is relatively important. When this SMT gets put in, I can give myself a lot more room to have a stop loss, right? Because if we look, right, I think the clear draw on liquidity is going to be right here at this low, or you could even maybe target this imbalance down here. And if we look at a 1.5R, and let's say I entered, whatever, where did I enter? I entered like top of this range maybe. Right, I could have given myself a lot more leeway just even on my first trade. If I would have entered right here, and I just give myself a little, even just a little bit more room on my stop loss, and I'm not hovering right above the highs, I think I'm able to let this trade play out. Maybe that sounds like a stupid tip, but I don't know. Just giving my stop loss a little bit more room to breathe and also waiting for more confirmation to enter, I think would have helped me prevent losing a couple trades this week. But anyways, that's pretty much what I want to talk about today. Just the trade that I took and then recapping the week. I'm going to have to spend some time this weekend thinking about how I want to go over the next 3 weeks because now I need to profit $25,500 over 15 trading days. Which, what does that break down to daily? Actually, it doesn't sound like a lot, especially since I have 3 accounts. So we need to profit $25,500 over 15 days over 3 accounts. So it's only $600 a day per account. So I think that's very reasonable. We'll make $4,500 when we pass the accounts. Let's say we do that in 1 day. So we'll have 14 days to profit $21,000 over 14 days, over 3 accounts. It's only $500 a day. So that's kind of the approach I'm going to be taking. I'm going to be actually probably, maybe I'll make a little bit more than 30,000 because I'm planning on risking 500 per trade at a 1 to 1.5. And although my win rate this week was only 40%, it normally hovers around 70 to 75. So maybe we go on a nice little upswing. Who knows what's going to happen? But shout out to you guys. Something you guys don't know, even though it's a small channel, I feel like making these videos helps to hold me accountable, and make sure I'm making good decisions while I'm trading. It helps my psychology a ton. If you have any questions, comment them down below. Yeah, that's it.